What's up, fresh bunchers, whatever we want to. Well, I'm Jimi the Tulip, and I am the guest host. Hopefully not the last time I'm on here. We're here with Ryan, Joelle, Mimi, and a close personal friend of mine, industry friend and personal friend, sustainable immersive events, Danielle Curry with Oliflor.
Okay. Got it out there. We got it. We got that.
I appreciate you calling me a close friend.
Thank you. We've
Well,
known each other.
I call
news to you?
I call Jimmy James.
So she calls me James. So Danielle
How
and
many
I.
people call you James?
Not anymore. So Danielle and I have been friends. We met like 15 years ago.
It was
maybe longer?
2010 in the summer of 2010.
So yeah, like 15 years ago. So at the time I was still working for Bayfront, and Danielle came in. She was a fresh puppy. She had no idea what she was doing. She had no experience in the flower business.
None.
She basically jumped in the deep end without knowing what she was doing. So she came in and we took her in, and we became friends. I helped her grow, and she just took off. She basically took off and became, what she is today. And I'll let her explain what she is. But back to the James thing. So, obviously my legal name is James. So everybody would call me.
Who calls you Jimothy? Somebody calls
Mimi. Okay. But all my life,
He
everybody.
reminds me of a Timothy, and so I like calling him Jimothy.
But all my life, everybody called me Jimmy as the nickname. So, but when I started working for Rick, he was like, "Oh, that sounds too juvenile. You need to use your legal name because it sounds more professional." So for 20 years, I used James. So that's how everybody that era of my work would call me James. So when I left Bayfront, I said, fuck that. I'm going back to everybody call. I'm going back to Jimmy. So sometimes people will call here like Danielle and Julia sometimes, and they'll ask for James, and people in the office are like, who's James? We don't have a James here.
I'll go and type your name into WhatsApp, and I'll be like, "Oh, Jimmy," and I'm like, "Wait, no, it's James. I can't find you."
So Danielle, take us back to the Bayfront time.
Wait, I want to, before we jump into that,
Yeah.
First of all, obviously, welcome. Yes, that's
Welcome.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
Jimmy,
having me.
thank you for filling in
I'm
for
a
my
fresh
dad.
puppy.
We hope you do a great job.
For your dad, I want to be here every week. Listen, you guys listening, make sure you send messages.
You have to demand
You
his presence,
demand,
otherwise
or else you're not going to listen to the podcast anymore. I'm the one that shares it at 4:30 in the morning
With
every
everybody.
Friday.
he shares it in the next gen group. He
At
shares
4:30.
it.
So you guys send Ryan and Mimi messages and make sure that I'm on everything. Okay, next.
Well, speaking of 4:30 a.m., I'm the only one I'm up at 4:30 too, and I know I can count on him if I need
Yeah,
something.
there we go.
I was like, "Who's awake?" James.
Jimmy's awake. He's on his way to the office right now.
I start taking orders before anybody else in Miami's open.
But you're at 4:30 working out.
No, I like to wake up a little bit early, like an hour or so early to get my alone time.
Oh.
I have a 12-year-old daughter, which is almost 13,
Nice.
and her name is Olivia Flor, hence Oliflor. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, yeah. So I need my alone time in the morning to get myself
What
ready
time do you
for
go
the
to
day.
sleep then?
It depends.
Okay.
The summer schedule kind of got me off track. So, I'm kind of trying to get back on my routine, but 10, 30,
Okay.
11, yeah.
Okay. Before we get into your backstory, I'm just curious what 15 years ago Jimmy or James was like. What do you remember from those
Less
young
hair.
days?
I didn't have a beard. I think I had a goatee.
Him and, Rick really stood out just because,
We were always fighting.
Well, being in the industry, you expect to have like different types of personalities. So yeah, no, he's always just been the same and so kind. I just remember asking him
Checks
to
in the
help
mail.
me. I just I just remember asking him to help me. Like Rick had me do this arrangement, and I was like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh,
and I
was
was
that
like,
the Stephanotis ball?
no, that was. I even have the picture of that one. But it was you were helping me with some orchids, and you're like, just do it like this, and and you're like, you were so relaxed about it, and that's kind of where I kind of shot out from. Moving forward is just you got to take this with a relaxed approach.
For sure.
So
Very cool. Well, good for you, Jimmy. That's great that you've mentored now.
Well, we had a lot of mentoring there.
yeah.
Rick and I have strong personalities, so we were always two New Yorkers. We're always at each other.
I love that.
That's entertaining.
Love that, because then if you guys could see Danielle, she's like intentionally very, very relaxed and sweet, you know, a little edgy, but and then you see, I can't imagine her hanging out with you two.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Very cool. All right, so now you can take us back a little bit. You can get us the little backstory of where you came from. And
Sure. Well, I grew up in upstate New York, and by upstate, I don't mean like Poughkeepsie. I mean like northern New York, north of Syracuse.
do you know about this? Do you know about the lake house? Are you familiar with where my dad is? He's upstate New York.
Herman?
2 hours north
Herman?
of Syracuse.
Really?
That's where they're. So after Mother's Day, they're packing the car, they're taking the dogs, and they're driving up. And they stay
Really?
there until about Thanksgiving is when they come back.
Yeah.
So what lake is that?
Trout Lake.
Oh, okay, Trout Lake.
Are you familiar with it?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
That's crazy.
That's
What
like
are
a
the
hop,
odds of
skip,
that,
and a
though?
jump right over. That's
What are the odds of that? That's a small world.
That's in like
Your dad still
that's
lives.
in like East Bumblefuck.
Your dad.
Yeah, they got to drive a half hour to a Walmart. Yeah,
Your dad still lives up there, no?
Yeah, my mom and my dad. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, too bad he's not here right now because normally he's on the Zoom from the lake house is where he
Oh,
records from.
That's funny.
That is so funny.
But that's the retirement plan. Like
Really?
My mom wants to be down here just because of all the grandkids now, and there's more to do, things like that. But that's his happy place. He's got him and the lake and the dog, and he's set. He doesn't need much else.
That's definitely become my happy place in the summer.
Cool.
Yeah, I go back and I got my dad. Well, he has this amazing garden of peonies. And what do we say? Peonies? Peony? What does everybody
I call
say?
it peonies. What do you call
Me
it?
too. Peonies.
Peonies? Okay.
Do you say peonies? Is that normally what you would normally
Well,
say?
I don't know.
Now she's in a room where
I get
Now you
confused
can't
sometimes
now.
because I went up. I was upstairs at my mom's, and she was like, "You don't say peony, you say peony." Or
Yeah, I
peony.
say
or-
peonies.
Yeah. So every time now, I used to say peony, and then now I just like stop and like.
And the way the Dutch
what do I say?
spell it,
Yeah.
the way the Dutch spell it is like P-A-E.
Peony.
Yeah, peony. So like when I'm on the Dutch site looking for peony, if I type in peonies, it doesn't pop up. You have to type it P-A-E, and then it'll pop up.
It matters what room you're in, maybe. That's what it is.
Well,
Who you're talking to. If you're selling it to a high client,
Yeah.
it's peonies.
Peony. Yeah. So yeah, my dad has this huge peony garden, and has like all the what the Sarah Bernhardt's.
Okay.
What's the one with the yellow center? I always
Claire.
Claire de Lune.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Claire de
he has the Claire de
Lune.
Lune. So
What
beautiful.
do I win?
Yeah.
Next
Get
week.
a guest spot on the podcast.
Next week.
Yeah.
Nope. Not 2 in a row. Nope.
I got him a smoke bush a few years ago for Father's Day, and you should see it now. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
I got some smoke bush here a couple of weeks ago, and I'm just like, damn! I wish I could get that from my dad's bush. But
Tell
yeah,
your dad to ship us some.
I know, right?
Yeah. Throw it
Yeah.
in the truck with Carl's.
Yeah. Speaking of that, he has like a huge garden with tomatoes. I'm like, all this tomato trend going on. Have you seen that tomato
Yeah.
trend?
Yeah.
What's the tomato trend?
With the flowers, mixing the
Oh,
flowers.
okay. I wasn't sure if there was something else.
Mounds of tomatoes. I'm like, you could have just.
Well, I've
sold
seen just fruit in general, but
Yeah.
is it specifically tomatoes right now?
tomatoes.
Yeah,
tomatoes.
tomatoes.
Somebody
yeah.
sent me one. Was it you that sent me a picture with like papayas and other fruit that they were doing? Somebody
No,
sent
that
me
was
to me.
Calma because
Oh,
they
okay.
were doing
Oh,
art
yeah,
installation,
yeah,
which
yeah.
I missed this weekend. I wanted to go because they also had some flowers. There was a Robert is Here installed.
Oh yeah.
But it's a Renoir is Here or something, I think his name is. But it was an artist who made a whole thing.
The fruit stand artist?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So I saw the artist, but I didn't see the fruit art. But they made like a whole fake fruit stand,
Well,
like a Miami fruit stand.
Also, there was another cool artist. This was a series of art, like where somebody actually made, like if they were gonna make like a building, like a whole coming soon, and it was all fake, and it's all talking about gentrification in that area. So there's several art scenes, things that are going on right now that have to do with that. But yeah,
Wow.
that was the papaya.
Papaya.
But yes, the tomatoes are really out there right now.
I get it.
Well, yeah, you
Tomato,
also
they're-
like the pasta probably. You would like
Tomato.
So I need somebody to do a whole pasta thing and then take those pasta gerbs and put the pasta coming out.
Ooh, yeah, you see, give her an idea.
Well, that just ruins the pasta.
Ollie?
You're gonna ruin the pasta.
Speaking of trends, though, that's another thing that's kind of got me when we're talking about going to the workshop this past weekend, when we're going to get into a little bit, you know, just there's so many trends out there. It's so hard to keep up, and they're ever evolving. It's like one trend is here this week, and then next week it's gone.
Are you keeping up with the trends like for you as an artist, or are the customers requesting the trends?
Actually, you know what's surprising is the customers are requesting the trends, but they're kind of requesting like old trends.
They're usually a little farther. They're usually a little back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
They're set in their ways
like
for a
some
minute.
customers are still doing like the spray painted leaves and stuff, and I'm like, no, that's done.
Yeah.
And the baby's breath, when's that gonna end?
It's like
went,
waves, right?
Yeah, it went
comes
away
back
for a
and it
while,
goes.
and then it came back.
Well,
and,
Petal keeps it in check. They do like a baby's breath every weekend.
Well, Maria, one of the designers for Petal, had a whole baby's breath
that was
wedding.
gorgeous.
Like, I mean, that's funny to me. Like when people ask flower people, what would you use in your wedding and stuff like that, it's usually not going to be.
I almost feel like it was like on purpose. Like, let's go for the simplest way, but make it real cool. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
I
you
think
can do
that's
a lot with it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, Sarah Campbell has a whole thing on that. Her whole
I mean, she's definitely gotten far with baby's breath.
yeah, she does the whole garland thing and the.
But I think
It
if I had
translates really
to,
well to those classes when you're on a hands-on seminar and stuff like that, and to be able to quickly. I saw her at one of their sessions, like a groups quickly threw together a giant backdrop or giant garlands in minutes with the baby's breath, because it's so simple. You just grab a bunch, you shove it in the wireframe, and it's there. But
well, let's not jump because we need to finish about you. So
So going back, I'm from upstate New York, northern New York. I went to school for business, and I got a master's in business.
Nice.
Yeah, so, you know, I've accumulated all this student loan debt.
yeah.
And then, you know, I went off to the real world. I actually moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and I was an executive assistant for an interior design firm. And I didn't really like it. I'm like, what am I sitting at a desk all day for? You know, but this is what I signed up for.
Did you like the interior design part? You just didn't like the desk job?
It was
or is
basic.
both of it?
Well, so since I had a master's in business, I couldn't get like an entry level job because I was overqualified.
Sure, yeah.
But I didn't have enough experience to be a manager. So I had to have a balance there. So during my lunch breaks, I would try to get out. And right around the corner, there was a flower shop. I think it was called Pollen or something in Atlanta. And I would go there on my lunch break like every day and just like looking around, and I'm like, oh, so, you know, how much do you pay? Do you have benefits? And they're like $8 an hour, no benefits. And I was like, oh man, I was like, okay.
The benefit is you get to show up every day and have a job.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I can't do that because I have a master's, and, you know, I gotta pay back these loans.
Sure.
So I ended up getting fired from that job, which kind of was the best thing that happened to me. And then I started working for a hair salon. I was one of the managers there. And just one day, I found out about this floral design class, and it was at one of the wholesalers. Can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but I took this 3-week class. I learned the basics. I learned how to prep a vase. We learned like Ikebana style. We learned different styles and I was like, I love it. I loved it. Like I couldn't believe that people, that was it. So I sent my resume out to a few different event companies after, and I started working for this company, and I was prepping vases, cleaning vases, sweeping the floor. I was doing anything I could. I loved it so much. After my day job, I would go, usually Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, I would go after work and work, you know, with events. You know, some florists can work all night, you know.
Sure.
And then Saturdays and Sundays, if there were events, I would help set up. But I would always question, why are you doing it this way? I just always loved learning. From moving down here and learning from the designers that I worked with, always questioning things and questioning, like, so at the time it was like those tall calla lilies, and he would always use those, you know, in the grand style. And I cut one like almost like really, really short, and I started shoving it into an arrangement. He's like, you can't do that. And I'm like, why? You know, I was like, why? So, you know, and I made like all these like grand calla lilies into an arrangement, you know, and put them in. That's where my curiosity started. I'm like, why do you have to do things a certain way?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Fast forward, you know, who doesn't love going on vacation? You know, you come back and you have the vacation blues. Well, I was like, I love going on vacation and I love seeing the flowers in hotel lobbies. So I'm going to move to Miami Beach and I'm going to be a florist of the lobbies.
That's a plan.
I didn't know what that was, but
Yeah.
So I ended up moving down here. The salon I was working for actually had a position open in Miami Beach. And I ended up working at the Flower Bazaar.
Oh yeah.
But when I moved down here, I moved down here in March, and I didn't realize there were like seasons. So I was coming in at the beginning of summer, like, no, we're not hiring, and you don't have any experience. So I was very persistent and kept, bugging and sending emails and, hey, I'm still available to work. Meanwhile, working at the hair salon. Ended up getting a job there, and he's like, well, you can come work here if you do a little sales, which I was like, okay, I have the background for that.
Sure, yeah.
I walked around to different hotel lobbies and, offered the services. Meanwhile, learning different things. And I always had a passion for it. I could soak it all in. I would always ask questions. I'm always asking questions. Why it has to be this way? How do you do that? And with social media and everything now too, just like stopping and looking, I'm probably really pushing the what's it called? The algorithm, holding things down
Just
and
staring
like,
into
just
things.
staring,
Yeah.
and replaying and seeing how did they do that?
Right.
Just wondering. Then I worked over at Pistols and Petals for
How
a
fast? How fast were you able to start actually being in hotel lobbies? Did you have success in the beginning?
Well, so moving on forward, I worked in another retail shop, and then I realized I didn't like working
In the
with
lobbies.
Retail flower shops.
with retails. I didn't like people coming in and saying, "Oh, you can put anything together," and then you put something together, and you're like, "Well, I kind of wanted this." And you're like, "Wait, you just told
could've
me."
just
You
said
could have
that,
told me
right.
before I cut them and arranged them, right?
Yeah. So I learned, I don't know if it was just, it all popped up, but I just learned about freelancing, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. I can work for a bunch of different people. I think I was the first freelancer for Ever After.
Okay.
Yeah, I was her first freelancer. I was the first freelancer for Julia Road.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was one of the first freelancers for Ines.
These are some big
Oh
Miami
yeah, we
names.
worked together.
Yes.
We worked together a couple times with Inez.
Ask me who I probably worked for everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, the Miami market is pretty competitive. Were you like welcome to go to these other places pretty openly, or was it like they kept you like tight locked?
Well, at the beginning, I actually really, I loved working with Ines, and I stayed there for a few years.
Okay. So it was more on you than.
Yeah, it was on me. I was like her head designer, and so that's where I really got to play around with the lobby. She does a lot of lobby pieces.
Nice.
I had my creativity, and that's where I learned, how to.
And you were able to like bend to their design styles pretty flexibly.
And she's so flexible as well. She would bring the flowers and say, "Have at it," and yeah, it was pretty amazing. So. I came to a point where I was just like, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I ended up leaving Ines, and I moved up to West Palm, and I was actually the manager for the design firm inside the Breakers, the design team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they have an in-house design studio. So I worked there for a couple years, and I really learned a lot about production.
Sure.
They have a breakfast, then they have a lunch, then they have 3 dinners, and then it's all over.
A lot
again.
of hard work.
Yeah, and then they have big, huge weddings and everything. So
Did they ever have outside vendors too, or was it all in-house?
They do have outside vendors, but it's kind of hard to get in there. They really want to focus on getting you in from the inside. So anyway, I took all that learning experience and all the experience I had from all the other florists, and I decided I wanted to move back. I missed Miami a lot. The hustle and bustle.
Way different than West Palm.
It's so different. I did not thrive there. It's kind of like my spark fell, and I wasn't doing flowers. So that's when I decided to come back, and I'm like, I'm going to do my style, what I want to do, and, just kind of break the rules, and also really wanted to focus on sustainability because we don't use floral foam. We compost with Compost for Life, most and all of our scraps and any leftover flowers. So we're really focused on that. So,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Do you want to talk more about how you guys are sustainable at Oliflor? Do you want to like lean into that at all? My first question would be like, how much do people will people pay more for that? Number one,
the perceived value is high, but how much will they actually pay for it?
Exactly. And that's, getting the point across and, really selling it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm really trying to focus on now is, there's so many florists right now and you have to have a way to stand apart. And it's just really passionate for me, the sustainability aspect,
Do you foresee that becoming the standard? Like how soon or how far away are we from that being the standard? What's expected?
I hope so. I mean, I think it's a ways away. I think it's all about education too. And everybody just kind of joining together.
Yeah.
What about longevity? Do you see that the flowers like last longer? Like if you're doing an arrangement or a piece that has to last a couple days or a week or so, does it last longer using that sustainability?
Well, I mean, if you're putting the flowers directly into water, they're soaking up, fresh water.
Right.
And you can actually change the water as well.
Right.
So
what are some of your because obviously you don't use foam. Do you have like some secret tricks and things that you learn over the time?
Yeah, I mean, like if we're doing like a big bar piece and the trend right now is like to not see the vase or whatever, we'll use like a big tray, like a loamy dish tray, and we'll put in chicken wire, and we like to use orchid moss. The orchid moss,
you can break.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, you break it apart. I tried using the other
cocoa peat.
No, what was that?
It's like that bag. Have you seen that
pouch?
The pouch?
Oh, I have.
Ocean pouch.
Ocean.
Yeah.
Ocean pouch. No, I haven't used that. I know how a couple other florists have. I think it's kind of messy.
I think so too because the water comes out a lot. I've tried it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or that husk from like the coconut.
It's cocoa peat. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the actual coconut peel, and then they put it on and they make it like almost as similar to the same that they use for the orchid moss.
Do you think Jimmy's beard hair would work well? I'm just looking at it now.
1,000%.
It's sustainable.
Like tree moss? Yeah, we just stick some leaves.
I just
stick
got
some
it
flowers
cut.
in
He
there.
just cut it like right before we started the podcast. What do you think? It looks good, doesn't
Or
it?
Joelle's hair.
I think
Could also
I think Jimmy's beard.
You can
has
definitely
more.
fit like stems in my hair.
That's a fun concept. I want to see that now.
The
I
bearded tulip.
I think there's a high perceived value with sustainability, and I think the only way for it to work is if you continue and you don't divert. You continue, and you get it done, because once you've built that reputation and you explain to those customers like the benefit of it, I think your brand does a really good job at explaining that. Like on your website, I think you say here you have saved 32,353 pounds of waste from landfills.
Wow.
I mean,
Exactly.
and once you put it into numbers,
That perspective.
that
yeah.
perspective-
If you look at it that way.
Yeah, no, 100%.
and I think that's an important story to tell. Like
Yeah.
we all want a better earth, right?
Sure.
So I'm
So she's
huge
doing
on
her part.
sustainable products, and
Yeah.
and
Is there because Miami's not really like a compost city. Like, so what are you?
Well, Compost for Life is actually kind of taking over. They have some really high end clienteles. Number one being, which I'm partnering with, is the One Hotel.
Yeah.
They have over.
Oh, yeah, they have that whole wall with all
yeah,
those plants.
But
yeah.
but in their back system, they compost everything, all their scraps.
That's their whole branding.
That's their whole branding.
Like even the key cards are recyclable and things like that.
Yeah, and they're also doing Glass for Life, which they take all the glass, like glass bottles and everything, and make it into sand. But they have like over 1 million pounds diverted from the landfills. Yeah, so.
And I think you're right. Like with the hotel business, that's where you could see so much waste. You see it.
Because you go in the room, you use all the towels, you don't care.
yeah.
You know,
Well, now
like,
they
it's
give
a
you the
hotel.
option. They'll say,
But even for events,
yeah.
I mean, we've seen the back end. I really watch it when I'm doing the OV room. When you see the back house of a hotel and you see how much goes to waste, it's incredible. Like, but I also think Miami's moving forward. We didn't want to pay for things before, at least Miamians. But I think the market now, I do attribute it to a lot of people that have moved in down from New York and everybody up north. When they came after COVID, I did see like sustainability becoming a bigger trend where people were willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because before it was like, oh, I'm sustainable.
Sure.
Are you really sustainable?
Yeah. Right.
Like, I mean,
Throwing
no.
that name out there.
Well,
Yeah.
how much time would you say you spend the extra stuff to be sustainable, composting and doing things? Like, like the amount of time it takes way more time to make an arrangement without foam than it does with foam, right? I assume.
Oh yeah.
Designing
Well,
wise,
it's not even that takes the time. It's like, when we get the flowers back, like for example here, I'll just like deny the extra wrapped paper because I don't need that,
Right.
We'll just take the flowers and we'll process them. But what takes the time is taking the plastic off. We put the plastic and the rubber bands into a separate bin and making sure the rubber bands don't get in with the compost. And, when you're stripping the leaves, you're getting the leaves in there. And then if you do have any like dyed product, you can't put that in with the compost. You got to put that in separate. So it's the processing the flowers. But, if you process the flowers in the beginning and don't wait till the end, then when you get your designers on the table, they can just put their stems into the compost. They're if you don't leave them to open all the products.
Have you used that black oasis from Smithers?
The renewal?
That was supposed to be renewal.
No.
Have you used
No,
that yet?
I tried agro wool, but
Yeah.
that's really hard, especially to get the soft stems into.
So we were recently at a conference where a lot of people were talking about like composting and how expensive it is.
yeah.
Could you share with us what do you think like your price difference would be, and do you pass that on with your events?
Well, we do pay for our composting. It's like for one of those big 86 gallon, I think, tanks. It's
The drums.
yeah, I don't even know how many gallons it is, but it's like $86 a month. So we are paying for that. But
that's reasonable though.
They come and pick it up. They come and
pick it up once a week.
Once a
yeah,
week.
yeah,
Nice.
and
So
you
it's
can
like garbage day basically.
Yeah, and you can build up a credit where you can get the compost to the soil back if you want to.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, every so
interesting.
often, but it just it does take extra time to do that.
What about with like the heat and stuff in Miami?
Yeah.
Does it get real bad, real stinky, like real
Yeah,
gross?
it does get real bad real quick. Yeah, but they have a service that comes out and cleans it
Okay,
too.
cool.
Yeah.
How sustainable are you in your personal life?
I was thinking, I tried. I know.
Sorry, no, but
No.
you know what? I feel like if you were to physically see Danielle, I would think she probably does clean makeup. She's very, you know what I mean? Like you're not using anything toxic. I just would assume, you know what I mean? But it is really difficult to be, especially when you have a 12-year-old. I have two teenagers myself, and I've tried it. And it's really hard. Even
Do the boys wear makeup?
In Korea,
Oh,
that's-
you know
they have
what?
whole lines of
You
makeup
just
for
got
boys.
1 point extra for being. That was funny. That was no. I said good. That's a good joke.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll see you guys next Thursday then.
But I know that it's difficult when you're balancing that life and your business model, because it's almost easier in a way to do it for your business because you can see the return, like
like
what
to
you
be
have
the health influencer that goes to McDonald's when he's off camera, that kind of vibe.
Oh, but I'm not saying it in a shameful way. I'm just wondering, like, is it important for you all the way through?
It is important for me, but it also gets to a point where you just do the best that you can.
I think one thing at a time.
Yeah, one thing, for example, like the past few places that I've lived in the apartment buildings, they don't have recycling. So I take it to a level where I collect all my recycling, and I don't know if this is true or not, but Target has the glass, aluminum, plastic recycling.
Separate bins.
The separate bins, and I take all my recycling. I drop my daughter over to school, and I know I can get over to Target and just dump it, and the bin's empty, and I fill it up. I don't know where it's going, but
Really?
it's a peace of mind.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter because it's that effort that you've put
Yeah.
into it.
Right.
Yes.
So that, I take, if I have like a lot of scraps, vegetables and stuff, I'll take it over to the studio and compost it as well. Definitely always like saying no to plastic bags. Like forget it.
Sure.
If I go into Target and I like get a bunch of stuff and I forgot my bags in the car,
Right.
you better believe that I'm walking like trips out to the car because I don't want your plastic bag. Yeah, that's the hardest thing is like lots of people use plastic bags here.
Yeah.
So
They made it too convenient still. Like it's still just really like,
And they don't ask.
I mean, certain
some
stores will, but
some-
like,
yeah,
they'll
some
charge you 10
stores
cents a
will.
bag. Like you're still going
Yeah.
to say no, and things like that.
PetSmart does that, or Petco. When I go to buy stuff, and they ask me if I want a bag, and it's like an extra 10 cents or something.
You just got to
LA
become a tote bag lady.
I'm a tote person. My car has all
Yep.
of my bags.
Mine
My
too.
Aldi, my Target.
That's
Yeah.
me too.
I'm
Yeah.
curious if you ever gotten like negative backlash or anything like that with people like calling you out and things like that. Because for a lot of people, it's like almost like visual only. Like they don't really unless you're telling people you're doing it, you don't know that they don't know that you're doing it almost. So it's like some people will promote that they're doing it. I'm just curious if you've ever gotten any negative.
I haven't had anything negative, but I do have like that imposter syndrome type thing of like, okay, well, how am I calling myself sustainable? I'm not doing everything sustainable.
Right.
I'm doing as much as possible.
Right.
So,
Do you think it's possible for a florist to be successful doing 100% sustainable?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of florists doing that, like zero waste. I haven't gotten to that level yet.
I think in Europe, it's almost a norm. In fact, it would be the opposite. Like the regulations over there are so deep and tight as hell that what's allowed here is ridiculous compared to what's allowed there. So sustainable floristry is 100% possible. But the problem is that you would have to know every single source of your, like where they come from, because sustainability comes all the way down from the grower. Like, are they using any pesticides? Are you able to compost? I mean, we at our farm use a lot of natural things like bio-based stuff, but there are other things that can attribute to it. So I can keep talking about this forever, but we have other agendas. Look at Jimmy. Jimmy's like, no, Mimi, no.
Well, and the fact
don't get her started.
No, but and the fact that it's flown from even from California or even Michigan,
even those like up north or the Association of Specialty Cut Flower Growers, those people have a hard time being sustainable as well, just because of little things. I mean, but I think what Danielle said is really important. It's not if you're doing every single thing. It's that you are committed to it. You're committed to whatever it is. Like the fact that you compost and you're committed to the composting, every single arrangement and everything you're doing, that's important. That gives you the sustainability title. Without any imposter syndrome. And
I see this new generation, they're really focused and they really care.
Yeah. They care.
So
I mean, I see people obviously talking about it. It's just like, it's hard to do. It's expensive to do. It takes more time, takes special products, takes all kinds of things that like, maybe it's not in the budget, or like not right now, things like that.
And you give up easily. It's one of those things that if it's not, it's a routine based, like habit. So if you do not continuously do it, like here, I really tried to do recycling for a while and then I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. Like, and so we would have to go through so much measures and there would be basically not so much a lot. It would be so much man hours to do it. Right. And that's the thing.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's another point of like my business too. We'll turn down larger events where it's going to have too much waste or, if the vision of the bride or the brand or whatever is something not aligned with us, we'll turn it down.
How does that conversation sound like? Like, I'm so sorry, you're using too much waste. Like, does that?
Not like that. But if you just see that it's going to be a larger event, that's not for us. We take in like what we can handle. And
what's your like ideal event? Like, what would be your money, like your perfect scenario?
Well, we really like focus on corporate events. But I would say like we recently did for the South Beach Food and Wine Festival. I mean, it was quite large, but I think it was like 68 tables or something, with like a ceiling installation and outside installation, and that was pretty much what we could handle.
Nothing like the Make-A-Wish, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What's
the Make-A-Wish gala every year?
Yeah.
It's huge, right?
That's like 80 tables, 90 tables. Wow. That's a whole production. That's like a week's.
It's a big production.
Yeah, that's like a week's worth of designing and.
But I mean, there's plenty of work for everybody, and everybody has their special niche, and who you can turn to. Hey, this is not for me. We have someone fabulous that you would fit perfect with.
When you say we, what's your team look like?
Well, my team is growing. We've had some managerial changes over the past couple months, but definitely people in the back end working at admin right now. And then, we're always hiring freelancers and, people in the industry that, really do focus on freelancing that we can rely on. So
where are you finding your freelancers?
Well, I have a list that I keep on hand, and at my speed dial of people.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
People you've seen social media or people
people I've worked with before, people worked with us in the past.
I want an intern.
Yeah.
When did you start? So when did you start your company?
So I started in 2018. I moved back from West Palm in 2018.
And you decided
that's when I decided
to do your own
yeah,
thing.
because I took a little bit of from every florist that I worked with, and I was like, I want to do my own style.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people.
How old was your daughter when you started?
Let's see.
Because you had the name, right?
Yes.
I remember when she was born.
No, she was just about 5 because we moved back. She was starting kindergarten.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, now she's almost 13 going on like 25.
That's how it goes.
It's great.
Real fast.
Yeah. So what, 2018 you said?
2018.
2018. And you've grown. You didn't have a storefront when you started, right?
No. We have an amazing studio space.
Now you have a studio.
Yeah, we're in Alapata, and it used to be a convenience store. So conveniently,
Alapata's growing too.
it is. Conveniently, it had a huge walk-in cooler.
Perfect.
Yeah, I walked in to see the space one day, and
You saw the cooler, and you're
well,
like,
first I saw the natural light because I'm used to as freelancing working in warehouses,
Sure.
and it's like dark with the overhead lighting, and I walked in and like the lights weren't even on, and I'm like, oh my God, look at this daylight. And I just kept walking, and I was like, is that a cooler?
yeah.
Yeah, you walk in and it's like, I think it was like 20 by 8. So,
Perfect.
yeah, it's perfect for us.
Yeah.
It works.
That's cool. That's a really small thing that you wouldn't expect to like find that just going out hunting for the spot, and you got a cooler built in ready to go. All right, well, you're growing there, so that's great, and the team's growing. And now you just came back from something else, right?
Yeah. So we just came back from September Studios workshop in New York City.
That's the guy out of Australia.
He has like 1.6
Did he
million.
dance?
He did dance a little bit, but not
what you expect.
Not what I was expecting. I was like, oh, when are you going to pull out the dance moves?
I feel like he got stuck doing that. Like he danced in one video and it got more likes than the rest, and then like he couldn't go back from that, and now he's stuck dancing in every video almost.
Yeah, well, he said he told us that he does a video every single day, and just speaking with him, he really has a lot of gratitude for everybody.
You want somebody like that to be humble.
He was he actually got emotionally and teared up. Saying thank you for being here. He couldn't do this without.
Was it a one-on-one, you and him, or was it like a class?
It was a class. It was like, so he had a class on Saturday, the 6th, and then I was at the 7th, on the 7th.
Okay.
And each class, I think, had about like 30 people.
Nice.
And I think I was like one of 3 florists.
What were the rest of them? Just random?
The lady who sat across from me was a lawyer.
Okay.
Another lady was like a stay-at-home mom. Other people, interior design.
Did you ask anybody why they were doing it or what brought them here?
Yeah, I was gonna say, were they dabbling in the business, like a side business?
So I was just trying to figure out, how he gets all his followers. I just think he's creative, and it makes people happy when they see him dancing and stuff. They just wanted to like have some creativity, and you know what it was mostly? They wanted to like meet him.
Yeah, I mean I imagine that's partly of it. Like he's become, a personality. He doesn't talk much in his videos, so that's why I'm curious. What he's like in person.
Might be onto something. I might have to start charging people to meet me,
or talk less in your videos. Maybe one of those things might work.
Not nowhere
dancing.
near it. But this weekend, I was in the cash and carry, and somebody invited me to his class, and it was a flower class, but it was really about the moon and this whole like lunar cycle that was happening. So it was more of a meditation with flowers.
I want to go.
Yeah.
And there was one floor.
Oh, was it Rodolfo?
No, it was AC Studios.
Alexander
Campbell.
Oh, I want to go.
So, and told him, and it was in the Miami Beach Botanical Gardens. And I told Ryan and Joelle when I got back, exactly the same situation. There was 3 or 4 floral people. The rest of them were all people who are fans, who want to feel creativity with flowers, like who want to be able to connect with other people and make friends. That was everybody was like, oh, what's your name? Here's my social, like, nice to meet you. And I realized that there's really it's not even a market, it's just like a need for that. We're in need with that human connection. We see somebody like September Studio online all day, and we know them. Just like people come here and they're like, oh,
yeah,
Jimmy or Pinky or Olga, they feel that they know you, and it's fun. Like, I think it's really something that I think there should be more workshops.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
I would love that.
Or just like meetups or things like that.
Meetups,
Not even so much like a workshop, just like.
I've wondered how I could be like a professional workshop attender, and then
Attender, fun,
yeah, like seriously. And then I was like thinking,
like
well,
a mystery shopper.
Well, they have like food critics. I'm like, I could be like a florist.
Just start, just start writing reviews, and then it's kind of like Sahid in a way. Like he goes to all these events and he makes a blog about it, and he interviews people.
Oh, really?
And some of the events will pay him to go and just report on it. So there's definitely something.
At least
there.
get a free seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe reach out to Thirst or one of those guys.
Yeah.
One of those guys that have
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
articles looking for content.
Actually, that's a good idea.
We'll start with what's the next one coming up? Wedding MBA. What else do we have this year? Pro Flora. Going to Columbia and Pro Flora.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot there you could write about.
Yeah, but I think she should do workshops only.
I think
she should do. I think people would because there you will have, if you do like a video recap, you'll have the audience and then the floral audience, because I think that's the secret. Like September Studio, you're right. My brother follows him because he's an interior designer. He's got mass appeal because he's having fun with the flowers.
And he said that 40% of his market is male.
Yeah,
his viewers. Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah. They just want to see how they can put something together. Well, whether it be,
well, he doesn't really teach you that in the videos.
He doesn't, because he starts showing you them.
It's a finish and end product. Yeah.
Right. So that's what we learned.
Yeah.
But he said, it could apply to anything. It doesn't just have to be flowers. It could be,
Did he teach you how to find the right music? Because his songs are so good. Like the way he edits it. And the guys can attest to this. I'm annoying about the songs in the morning when I'm picking something to go over. I'm just listening to every single thing, and I'm looking at the trendy ones,
sounds and stuff. Yeah.
I'll occasionally like remember a song that I really like, be like, this should be trending, but it's not.
Yeah, he played a lot of like old 80s songs,
sure.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, definitely alternative. But his music, I know the songs, but I'm not. The artist names, I don't know. But yeah, he was dancing around a little bit. He whistles a lot. He whistles. I don't know if that was because he was nervous. He said he was nervous.
I imagine so. He's pretty new to all of this.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what that's what he shared. He's only been doing this for about 5 years, and that's kind of the reason that I went up to the workshop. I have a little bit of imposter syndrome, and a lot of things that some things that people don't talk about. A topic is the burnout. I've been doing this, when I took the class in 2008, I thought I would love this forever. And, it comes to a certain point where
you get burned out.
You get so burned out, and people are not talking about that. They're just pushing content. And I'm just getting, what else can I push that, that's going to get seen, especially with the algorithm and having, just having that, that comparison, and just always, looking at the neighbor and what's the next trend and how can I, And
it's funny because he's got 1.6 million followers. So you think he's got the secrets, and he's still nervous.
Exactly. He's still nervous. And, his main focus is, picking good product. Really good product is his...
Smart.
But he's got the perfect market. He's got Australia. So and that's another crazy thing is that a lot of stuff that you see on his videos, people are like, it's fake. And it's not. It's just that Australian market and their trend is so much. Like before, it used to be all, you got to follow the European trend. Australian trend is huge.
There's a lot of really cool floral accounts coming out of Australia for sure. Not just him. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But I think, the main theme of everything in his workshop, and just for me, just to reiterate, is that, just have the confidence, just do your thing, be creative. That's what he really pushed. He's like, you don't have to, if you want to follow this line, it does have to have a little bit of balance and, the color theory and everything, but just do your thing, and he really focuses on focal flowers. Like, let the flowers stand out. You don't have to shove it with like 100 different million flowers. He's like, even take like one dahlia, and that's what he did, is put one dahlia in the middle, and then just let that be the focal point.
So when you get past your imposter syndrome, what's your workshops going to be like?
I know, right? Well, we really like to be edgy and boldy, and definitely, intentional with our designs. We love color. I mean, if you take a look at our website, it's all color. Like, I think So, I've always loved color.
Okay, well,
So-
I have your first attendee, me.
Okay.
And I have your perfect space, the workshop space here.
Oh, true.
So let
Okay.
me know, and even if it's just me attending, we'll make Jimmy pay. So wait, were all 33 arrangements completely different?
No, they were pretty much the same because he had all the same product, for us to use. We would start with the base and then you put the base flowers in. Then we'd go back and get the second set of flowers, and then we'd keep going back and getting. And he'd say, just take 3 of these and, a couple of this. But then at the end, he let you take whatever you wanted. But
Danielle's going to get a tattoo with me on Monday.
What's up?
I'm going to be there.
The pedal party?
Pedal party.
Of course. Carlos and I are like this,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carlos is a fan of yours
Well,
for
Carlos,
sure.
I love Carlos.
Carlos worked with us too. Were you there when we were working?
No, but when I first moved back from West Palm, I freelanced for them.
Okay.
And that's like next level. Like,
But check out her tattoos.
Yeah.
She's got some really cool
Is that new?
tattoos.
They're
Yeah, she
all
just
new.
got
Yeah,
them.
I just got them.
got them.
Yeah. So
You got them all in one sitting, or like
I
within a
did.
month?
Yeah, and it really was only like 3 hours. But they're different things that, mean a lot to me.
You got some poppies.
I got poppies.
Were you like
because
waiting for a long time to do this, and you just said, "I want them all at once"?
Yeah, I've kind of like this whole transition in the summertime. I went to Italy. I went home to
I
New
just
York.
got back from Italy.
Yeah, 5 weeks of vacation, just kind of stepping back and taking a break and reassessing everything.
Sure.
Going to workshops and doing stuff for myself. I'm putting myself at the forefront here.
There you go.
Yeah, so
Here.
I was like, hey, I'm ready for the tattoos. I've been
So what do we
wanting
got?
to.
So
I got
for the listeners, both of her inner wrists are completely
her forearms.
looks like
Yeah.
her under forearms.
from wrist to
Forearm,
elbow.
yeah.
She's
So
got
I got
4 in each. 4
one-
different.
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
You got a butterfly. You got some flowers.
And
You
the
got
style
the moon
is
cycles.
the style is
What
that
else?
thin
The minimalist.
minimalist.
Yeah, black and white,
Fine
minimal
line,
line art.
Shading.
So I thought she got them in New York recently.
Yeah, so did I.
And I was
Actually,
like,
when you were
"Oh."
showing them on social media, I thought you got it in New York.
Well, see, that's the thing. I have to span out my postings.
Yes.
I gotta keep the audience coming back.
And the stalker's away.
Exactly.
So are you hooked now? Are you gonna go for more?
I know, right?
Was that your
That's
first?
what
Was that
happens.
your first one?
I have a tattoo. It says
okay.
1111 on the side. That's my number.
Your
But
angel number?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
yeah.
So let me see. Go ahead. Tell us what they
Okay.
are.
So
You have
poppies is because my grandfather, his name was Pop. Well, I called him Pop, and just so happens after I went to college, my mom, they passed away, and my mom lives in her house that she grew up in, and poppies just started growing off to the side of the house. Just like random, like she was like weed eating and digging up,
Right.
but then they're a bulb, so they just started growing. But that because I called him Pop, and the moon because my middle name is Chandra and it means moon.
Okay.
Well, my grandfather's name is William Chandler Barr, so that's where the moon, and then also my first name is Danielle, which means judged by God. So
Is that what that means?
I
didn't know
am
that.
who God says I am. This I am right here. The butterfly is
And it's not just a butterfly; it's flower leaves, petals, which
it's.
is a nice little touch.
I just started seeing butterflies a lot, and I feel it's like my angels around. My mom as well, like my pop. The hummingbird because my grandmother and my dad, who now lives in his house that he grew up in, has a hummingbird feeder always outside her window, and I saw the hummingbirds. I see the hummingbirds every summer when I go back. So
Yeah.
be still and know. So I gotta always take that into consideration every day. Just be calm and still. Palm tree for Miami, Libre, free. I'm free. So some more moons and just arrows.
So we're gonna get tattooed next Monday.
Let's do it.
Everybody.
So can anybody get what they want? Or
It's gonna be little tiny line drawings like you have, and it's definitely gonna be like
Something quick.
only
It's gonna say
20 people can
petal.
get one.
pedal?
Only 20
well,
people
we
can
told
get
Carlos
one. So.
that we should do the logo.
The
pedal
logo, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I would do that.
I would do the I wouldn't do
No?
the pedal
You'd get
logo.
you'd get the pedal logo.
I would do the flower of the pedal
I'll
logo.
get the Jet Fresh logo. You guys can never
oh
fire
my
me then.
gosh.
It's risky to do any kind of company.
Well, I told Ryan
a Jimmy.
I have to do it. I have to do it
Jimi
only
the
because
Tulip.
I have this random half-assed tattoo that I never finished, and so it's been bothering me lately. And I said, you know what? What am I scared of? I just need to do something, and I don't need to overthink it. I need to let it come to me. So I feel like I'll be the first in line. So I'm getting there early, so I could be the first in line to just be like, do it.
Joel says you got a teardrop.
No,
In your eye.
I'm doing a flower.
Because you
I
a killer.
definitely am doing a
She's a
flower.
killer.
She'll come in
Can
Monday.
you imagine? Boom, right
She'll
here.
come in Tuesday and like steal a lunch money.
Of all people, me, right? Give me your lunch money, please.
I look over and she's got a tear drop in her eye. I'm like, here, take it.
They should do like a petal or a flower.
Yeah.
It's going to
So
be very
I probably,
flower
like-
related.
Yeah.
No, so we picked everybody's birth flower.
Oh, perfect.
So we have two birth flowers and then a couple other different options. Like Carlos wanted to be able to do initials or like hearts or very
Yeah.
anything simple.
Sure.
So
Huh? It's risky.
let's see.
Hope for
I'm
the best.
actually saying it out loud because I know that I won't do it unless I say it out loud.
Well, I'm going to be there and you're going to do it. I'll hold your hand. Well, we're not doing retail, but after this workshop, I've really been thinking about doing more workshops.
Let's do one. How many people would be
Exactly.
ideal? Your number? What's the
I've
rate?
done a few workshops before, and I definitely need probably a second set of hands,
Sure.
to help. Like maybe like 20
people.
20 people. Yeah.
Okay. 1 day, 2 days.
I think just one day to
1 day's
start.
enough?
Yeah, just one
Okay.
day to start.
Obviously, you could tie in sustainability. That's a
I
great
love
way to
that.
tie in the brand.
Yeah,
Love that.
absolutely.
There's a good moment there.
Yeah, and kind of I'd really like to promote, more arrangements in his style, because when I posted about, being at the workshop, I had a lot of people was like, wow, I love his stuff, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of people I didn't even expect to follow. I mean, there's one point, the thing is that people really like his style, but to order it for themselves, we really need to get them to do that, they're like, oh, I just think I want something simple and, white and just like a pave or something. But, when you get this big arrangement, he uses like I think it's like a 6, maybe a 5. No, it's like a 6 by 12 cylinder. That's like his standard.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, the wow factor was the wrapping too. We learned how to wrap, but I really, I don't see a lot of bouquets like that around here in Miami.
No.
So I think there's a market for that.
I also think that when you're doing it for a workshop, like I see a lot of people with those kind of arrangements that are so large, they wouldn't order it from themselves because they see the price and they're like, oh, I'm not worth it, But when you're doing it and making it yourself, like that experience, you're combining the experience plus the flowers, plus you made it yourself, then I think there's more value to it, like for a workshop style,
Exactly.
more than a gift style, let's say.
What else could separate you in your workshops from?
We get a live
All the
tattoo
other
artist too.
That would be cool. I just really like to focus, on intentionality and, give more of that care with people and let them express their freedom. Because that's the thing is, one of the ladies was intimidated at the workshop. She's like, "Oh, there's the florist at the table," I'm like, "No, I'm here for the same reasons as you. I just want to play,
I wanna learn,
and I don't want to. You're not doing anything wrong. Everything's beautiful." And I was looking around at the end, and I was like, "Wow, yours is like way beautiful," and I'm a florist,
Yeah.
But in the end, everybody's thing was a piece of art, and that's the thing is floral design is becoming art, and it is an art.
I think it's fun to see when you go to a workshop like that where it's turned where not everybody there is a florist. You get obviously a mixture of what the results are going to be like, but you get some really interesting results like that, things that obviously you're thinking of flowers in the vase and stuff like that, whereas like somebody might do a flat lay or something a little more interesting and unique that you might just make you think differently and just approach things slightly differently, which is cool.
It's all in the eyes. I mean, one person's art is, the eyes see things differently.
That's
you know?
right.
And I really like to set it apart that you're not doing anything wrong. You can really, there's standards, but just do you. So,
Okay, so you just need to set what would be the ideal time of year for your workshop? Busy season, slow season. Or you're traveling in the summer, right? You're vacationing.
Well, I don't know if summer is the best time to do that. I think a lot of people are traveling.
Everybody's gone.
But I think if we're going to focus more on workshops, even more of like a weekly type workshops, I think it would, kind of be in the busy season. Even could be around the holidays. So people could, there's a lot of people who want to DIY and do their own thing. And,
just need a little,
that's great.
Little confidence.
Yeah.
Now, this time, coming out of the summer where
people are ready to get back into stuff.
Yeah, exactly. People are getting ready to, their mind is fresh. They had some rest, and
exactly.
they're ready to.
And
they're ready to get
learn
back.
how to do their own stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the good things. Like when we worked at Bayfront together, like we had a lot of freelancers come in, a lot of rotating designers. So every time somebody came in, I always, oh, that's how you do it, and this is how this guy did it, and that's how this one did it, and like she said, there's no really wrong or right way. It's adapting to what's going on,
if you get the end result the same way, pretty much. And that's why I started my own business as well. I would take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then I would see consistency across certain mechanics and certain ways that you do things. And I'm like, I'm going to grab that, but I like the way that this person does, this bouquet, and I like the way this person does this arrangement, and you bring it all together.
Yeah.
As long as you get it done, and you get it done in a reasonable amount of time. I also don't like the people that I hire don't like to push, get it done. I mean, obviously you want to get it done, but have fun too.
Sure.
That's why we're doing this. And also, Bryce, the guy at September Studios, he said he doesn't hire pretty much florists. He hires like artists and people in the creative field.
They have a different eye.
They have a different eye. Yeah. And if you're working with other florists, they're always looking over the table, oh.
My favorite thing to do, like absolute favorite time of the day, is when I can go to the cash and carry and watch people pick out their flowers. Love it. I can just watch that all day. I really could, because you can even see, like, let's say like your stereotypical guy, Miami guy. You come in and all of a sudden you see him picking edgy colors or whatever. Like, it's just so fun to see personalities and match them up. It's like the dog.
Yeah. We also don't know who they're buying for and what they're buying for out there either. For their customers.
I like to always imagine it. I mean, obviously we only sell to the trade, but still, I always like to think this is that person's style,
And people do that. They'll lay it out and they tilt their head, they're looking for colors. This is going to match. They put this bunch back, they put it back, they bring another one.
Well, the other day, Connor called me out and he's like, Mimi, come and check this one out. And I ran to the cash and carry when I saw it was both tables filled. And I was like, wow, look at this. I'm like, this is all, and vibe together. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and that's what it was like.
People
you could tell a story
for an hours sometimes, just,
I don't like those people during the holidays though.
Well, we got more tables now.
I know.
More wiggle room.
Yeah, congratulations on the new space. It's amazing. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, it's amazing.
Any questions? Jimmy, you have a joke for us before we...
I wasn't thinking.
You had an hour.
Okay. Well, I would I'm listening.
Sometimes Jimmy's jokes are a little dangerous, so I don't know if you would be.
That's why I have to be careful. One can't just roll off.
Great way to get you on the podcast every week. If you just pop in for the Jimmy joke.
Yeah.
Jimmy joke of the week.
Jimmy joke. There you go.
I like Jimmy joke.
But you got to have a good joke.
Got to be the James joke.
I got to think, because I don't want to roll off a dirty one and then.
Oh. All right, so we'll ask you the questions while you think of a joke, and you can end it with a joke. All right, these are rapid fire questions. Just give us your gut response is the way to go usually. Okay, what, in your opinion, is the best sandwich?
Italian.
Sure, there's no wrong answer. What at the moment is your favorite flower?
Butterfly ranunculus.
Oh yeah, great one. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I don't know. Read people's minds, maybe.
What is the most underrated flower?
I don't know.
What about the most overrated flower?
Right now, I don't know what you want to call it. Like either anthurium or hanging amaranthus. It's like
you're over it.
A little bit.
Okay.
But I still love it.
That's fine. Yeah, of course.
Except the Italian anthuriums now at Jet Fresh Cash and Carry.
The monsters.
Jimmy, where's your joke?
They're beautiful.
I'm still thinking.
That was the joke.
There you go. That was my joke.
Pick a movie or TV or celebrity or historical figure to have lunch with.
Oprah?
Sure. Yeah. You keep questioning it back to me like, I don't know. Is that a good answer?
I should have had these rapid fires before.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
I should have had the buzzer. Wrong answer.
I like
But
like,
does Oprah date me? Like, I mean,
it's just a
No.
lunch. You know,
No,
it's just
no.
unless you want that.
be
You know,
anything.
there's no pressure. But it's funny to see. Like, I feel like if you gave people time to think of these answers, they would like have like, you know, like
yeah.
what they're supposed to answer versus what their actual opinion is.
I said Marge Simpson and I wasn't working here. And afterwards, like that whole weekend, I was like, why did I say Marge Simpson? And then the whole weekend. And then when afterwards, they were like, you could have edited it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. But it's good. It's part of the fun. What kind of flowers do you want at your funeral?
Well, I kind of have this idea, and like I don't know. There was the show a long time ago. I don't know if I can answer like long version. The arrangement, like back in like 2010, and one of the designers like took everything and just kind of like threw it on the floor.
Okay.
And I just really think
You
that
like
style is like cool. Instead
Yeah.
of like having something arranged, just having it kind of like
I like
dead
that
and
show.
thrown on the ground, just like tossed. Like,
Yeah, that sounds fun. What's the arrangement? I don't know that.
That was like the first flower show that ever came
That
out.
wasn't the one that Derek was on, right? There
Like a
was-
competition flower
Yeah,
show?
Yeah, it was like the
It was on
first
Bravo,
one.
I think.
Yeah,
Or
it was like the-
no, not Bravo.
It was a station that I
I think it was like I don't remember. It was like, but it was like the first one that ever came out, and then it never.
I loved
and then
that one.
Yeah, me so
that
did I.
one was way better. I mean, I didn't really. the
Yeah.
other HBO ones,
Yeah,
not
they were
my thing.
okay.
But
yeah,
this
but
arrangement one,
that was the first one
They
that
need
ever
to do
came out.
more. I
Yeah,
think
I liked it. I liked it
wanna
too.
be
But
on that
Would you be
show.
on one of those shows?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I love that.
We should just throw our
Yeah.
own. We should do our own.
That would be super cool.
Do you know any TV executives that we can work with?
No, but I can think. I can
Let me know
can
if
find
you,
one.
If you find one, we're manifesting.
Yeah, that was a really really good show. It was kind of like Chopped, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Well, it's
that
kind of like the competition at Fresh Fest.
Oh, yeah.
That's 100% where we're stealing
I
ideas
love
from
that.
is the cooking shows.
But I love.
There's so many cooking shows now.
I loved it.
Yeah. Okay. So, Guys Grocery Games was a big inspiration.
Yeah.
for
It was
that.
Logo TV.
Yes.
Logo.
And
Yeah, no
I
wonder
want to.
Doesn't nobody heard of it.
Yeah, it lasted only one season.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that's it. Then none of those shows came back for a while, and then all of a sudden HBO.
Yes, I
guess-
was right.
And what year was that?
Derek Woodruff was
2000.
2000, and he won.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
okay.
It was a great show.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for
All
him.
right, we got something. We got something in
So
the books
yeah,
here.
we had it was. I remember that.
Okay. What is your go-to late night drunk food?
Drunk food? Well,
Drunk food.
I'm actually not drinking
Okay.
anymore. I quit
What
drinking.
was your go-to late night?
Well, when I first moved here, I lived on Miami Beach, and I used to go to Pizza Rustica.
Okay,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh! Yes.
They don't still have that anymore, right? It's gone.
I do that.
No,
I don't know,
I
but
don't
I
think
lived right
so.
across the street from that, and that was really.
What was the name of the on Lincoln Road next to Pizza Rustica? There was a bar, and it was like Zeke's bar, and they would have Pizza Rustica next door, and that was my jam. I would go
Yes.
drink at Zeke's and then go to Pizza Rustica.
Was Pizza Rustica the place that gave you the raw dough to play with, like on the table, like as kids would
No.
like, sit there?
No, they were the round square.
And they were thick. The crust was thick.
What do you mean round square? What do you mean?
Did I say round square? The square pieces.
Okay, yeah, I do like a square pie. I was like, maybe it's like
Wait,
some
but the
hybrid pizza I've never heard of. You know?
It did have it had like burnt on the edges, right? And it was really thick crust. It was
Yeah,
good.
it was
Yeah.
really good. Those were the days.
And last question: could you suggest somebody to be a future guest on the show?
Rick.
Hosted by
You keep
Jimi.
bringing him up. If you're going to bring him on here, you
I
guys
tried
better
to
have
get
a really
him.
good
I
episode.
I've been trying.
I want you guys
it's-
fighting the entire episode.
And we probably will.
Okay, good. You keep hyping him up.
She liked Suki's episode, so
I
Suki
love-
was great.
I
Yeah,
love Suki.
she was a natural just talker, podcaster. Like she would do great with her own podcast, with her friend group, with her community that she has.
Maybe
I could
we-
easily see
yeah.
it.
maybe we need to bring Carlos and you together, and then you guys would be fun.
Oh, that would be fun.
I would love to hear that conversation.
I think like a banter type.
Yeah, it would be fun to have like you
conversation.
and like some people who've worked together, right? Across from other people who've worked together to see, like, you know what I mean? Like everybody, but you had to have worked with her and he had to have worked with you. It's all
You're always on his recommended list. Whenever we're talking about, like, if I ever need like a couple lists of names from Carlos, if I get his opinion on like, oh, who should we use and stuff, always on his list is you. Yeah.
Yeah, so fun. My studio, it used to be, since they moved, I just went and saw their new space. So cool.
Right.
Just like 2 blocks or so. I mean, I'd be like, Carlos, I need this. And I'm like, I'm coming over right now to get it. And just recently he was like, hey, I need like the small Winnie compote. You have one extra? And I was like, yeah. And when I showed up with it, and he's like, see, even the big florist in town needs a small, smaller florist like you. We can't go without you. So
excited for them. Yeah.
Yeah, their space is incredible. I can't wait for that party.
Well, yeah, they're doing their grand opening party coming up this week, and we're looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. And maybe we'll have a recap episode after that with them.
That would be fun. And you're going to show us your tattoo.
Yeah, right.
If you don't get a tattoo, people are going to be disappointed.
I know.
Now.
I'm going to get
So
it.
if you don't get it at the pedal party, you're going to have to go over the weekend and get it somewhere else and show up with it next week.
For the
We'll do it live.
Yeah,
next podcast.
exactly.
You need to go on live.
I mean, we could easily go live when we're doing it.
You should go on live and get your tattoo.
Okay, guys, because I'm showing Danielle and
What
everybody.
is that?
That's like a highlighter stain that she got on her arm before the episode started. It looks like a marker spot.
I thought you were telling me you were going to get a tattoo. But
I still have the Jimi the Tulip temporary tattoos. You should put it on and go home and see what Oliver says.
What was it? If you look at it, if I bend my wrist like this, it's a heart. But what happened was I went.
Sure.
When you open the wrist, it's a broken heart.
The best way I can describe it: take a blue highlighter, just put a dot on your wrist with a blue highlighter. That's what it looks like.
Whatever. I'm gonna get something. We'll see. I'm not sure yet.
You're gonna cover it up.
That's what I want. I want to maybe not even cover it up.
That
I want
could
to
be the center.
Exactly.
That's what I said. That's the color of the flower.
Yeah.
Like, just draw the outline around it.
The outline, like a black outline.
That's the head. That's the head of the rose.
Okay, it's out there in the universe, so now I have to do it. That's what I needed.
Joelle,
I needed
what do
to
you
get
think?
it out.
She's gonna do it or no?
No,
Joelle's got no faith.
She's not going to.
You know why? I don't think
she
you
is.
wouldn't do it. I just think the party is going to be too
you're gonna be
much.
so distracted. That
There's only going to be 20 people that maybe get a tattoo on the party.
Danielle told me her tattoo artist. So if I don't get it at
that's what I'm saying.
my only out, and Danielle and everybody who's here, Jimmy, you're coming to the party. Everybody will be my witness. If I can't get it there, I will go and get it that week.
Well, you're going to have to decide. Do you want a T-shirt?
We
Do you
have
want
everybody.
a tattoo. There's going to be a line. So you have to wait for all these experiences.
Oh my God. The best is that I've never had.
We have everybody that comes here. We just have the tattoo artist come here. The barber comes here.
The
luxury car wash guy comes here.
Going to an event. Here's the thing. The crazy thing is I've been talking to Carlos about this event for so long. Going to an event, I never get to enjoy it.
Well, now.
Now I'm going in straight up to enjoy. Like I told Carlos, I said, Carlos, do you need me to iron on patches? Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do that? He goes, no, I want you to come as a guest. So I'm super excited because I haven't even gone. I've purposely avoided going to the building just for this.
I give you 20 minutes before you actually start working.
Well, that has to be like a.
You're 100% going to end up working something.
No.
Like, you're just going to start handing out like napkins or something random. You're just going to see a need and just jump in and do it.
Be like,
I'll do it for my friends. I'll do it for my.
Well, yeah, of course.
Speaking of working, when I was at the workshop, I was like, hey, can I sweep for you? Like, what can I do?
Yeah.
I'm always like that hands-on person. Like, let me help out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, we got this.
Nothing wrong with that. Okay, great. Well,
All right, Jimmy joke time.
A Stilby. You guys got any Stilby? I'll still be here tomorrow.
3 stars.
3
3
stars.
stars? That's not bad.
Joelle's generous.
You
Joelle's
could have made
generous
the
today.
joke better. You'd be like, I'll still be on the podcast next week.
So, all right. Well, thank you guys.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having
everybody.
me.
Thank you for having me, Danielle.
Thank you so much
It
for
was
having
good
me.
reminiscing and going down that memory lane. And
When we bring Rick on, we'll bring you back just for.
that would be funny.
We'll have her call in.
We'll have the real.
We got to have Henry too. Me, Henry, and Rick.
the Bayfront episode.
See, she's nodding. She knows. So, all right, guys. Thank you. Make sure you request Jimi the Tulip. Bye.
Bye.